Hello, today I'm going to talk a bit about how to learn any mechanic and to be more precise, the structure and how to prepare yourself for learning new mechanics. So, the first step to learning any mechanic, and I'll use the example of Jaxi Reset as this is something I'm currently learning and practicing. The first step to learning any mechanic is, of course, just understanding the mechanic, right? Like looking to understand how it works, how the motion goes. So on something reset related, something like rapid reset, something like Macdas, Jaxies, Musties as well, I think with the flip really, it's mostly going to be about understanding the flip and understanding where you want to be relative to the bull, right? So on something like a double reset, obviously you gotta what you would be looking for is understanding the fact that you have to tilt your front corner down on a rapid reset and then do the diagonal flip. And so you would first practice that motion, right? Like get into position, do the flip, and that's what you would do. On the Jaxi now for me, it would be getting sideways and doing the Jaxi flip. This is the first step, understanding the motion. The second step is understanding the setup. So on a Jaxi reset, in particular the one that I'm going for, which is a sort of followed up by a helicopter sort of spin. Oh, I just got it. But once you gotta understand the setup. So or the really like just understand the mechanic as a whole would be kind of sum it up as a first step. On air dribbles would be the timing of the first touch. On resets, the timing of the reset, how high you want to be below the ball, how fast you want to be going, how hard your touch will be. But just really try and get a full grasp on the mechanic. Go look at tutorials, ask people for advice, watch better players, just go for it. Then the next step would be going to custom training. Either you create your own training pack or you use a pre-made training pack. The one I recommend, I'll show the code on screen, is this one by Waiton. Basic air dribbles. So you can see the code, you can copy it. I'll put it in the description as well. And so I like shot number 2 right there. Shot 4 is the same, but it's actually not the same because see, I hit the ball with 2. This is what it looks like. And I like using this because it's a perfect setup. I got nothing to do on the ground. And it allows me to just work and sort of isolate the mechanic I'm trying to learn itself. So when I was learning single resets, I was going into this trading pack to practice just getting the reset, recovering, and then shooting. All right. And so now for Jaxis, what I'm training it, what I'm doing is I'm using this pack, and now I'm trying to get into position and then get the Jaxi going. And so no matter the mechanic you're learning, you can use a trading pack kind of like this one, either exactly this one or similar one, that sets the ball up perfectly. Why? Because then you have less variation, right? You can just work on the mechanic without your setup, without your speed, without the angle changing, which allows you to genuinely just work on the exact mechanic because a bad setup will make it harder for you to do the mechanics. So you might as well just give yourself the perfect setup when you're starting out. But then once you're good at doing the mechanic in this training pack, which is not my case for Jaxis, but let's take, for example, here a rapid reset. Right, once you can do it in the training pack, that's when you're going to go into free play. Because now that you can do it on a perfect setup, you're going to do less of the perfect setup and more of the harder setups, of the non-perfect setups, something more realistic where you have to set up on yourself, the angle is different. And you can kind of see it if you work out or if you do sports or if you go to the gym. There, we talk a lot about progressive overload, which is basically the main idea is just making the exercise harder over time as you become better, either by increasing reps or weight or the weight. So on Oakley, you can do the same, right? And the way you would make the exercise harder, or in this case the mechanic, is by changing the setup, right? Taking setups that aren't as good, that aren't perfectly lined up, or going at different speeds, right? Adding variation into the setups and playing around with the speed of play, right? So what I mean with the speed of play, and this is the last step to mastering mechanics, they're not just here to be able to do them, but we're here to be able to do them in game, is adding speed to the play. So you've probably seen the drill of chasing around in free play, right? And hitting the balls early as you can, as hard as you can. What I like doing is doing this exact same drill, but then turning as many balls as I can into setups, right? So I'm here, there's a pop, so I'm going for a setup. And so this isn't very realistic right now for my Jaxi goal. But if I do a setup like this, see, I'm still playing fast, still doing all of this. See, and now I got my Jaxi. And the setup went fast. It's very realistic to real games. And so this would be the last step to mastering mechanics. It's adding speed into the play, moving quickly, setting it up in different and harder ways, adding variations, like and just making it all very weird and very hard to work with, right? You make this setup harder to work with to improve your ability at the mechanic. So yeah, that's basically the structure. So first understand the mechanic, work on it with a perfect setup in a trading pack, and then as you get better at the trading pack, you can do less and less trading pack, more and more free play to basically add variation, make it harder, and progress the overload. Best way I can phrase it. So yeah. Let me know in the comments what you want to see in the next video. If you enjoy more, I want to say theoretical talks and less like practical specific advice on one specific mechanic. And yeah, join the Discord if you haven't done so already. Link to one-on-one coaching in the description. So you book sessions with me if you look at your own mechanics or your own gameplay and you don't know what to change, right? You don't know if you're positioned properly, you think you are, or you're biased or whatever. You need help. You want someone good at the game to tell you what to do so you don't have to try and find it yourself. Links in the description. Lower the price right now. Big sale going on for summer. So don't miss it out because as soon as it's September 1st, it's gone. But yeah. Have a good one. Take care. See you next time. Bye.